Guys, thanks for coming back. This is Stevo again here. Thanks for joining me on the second video of my new channel. If you've not seen the first one yet, I'd maybe suggest having a quick look at that so you're not starting off in the middle. I just sort of talked about my history and my plan going forward with the Maffetone Method. You're obviously here because you're interested in giving that a go, so I'm just giving out an opinion from a really average normal runner and how it's affected my running, or the goods and the bads of it really. So this video is just to expand a little bit on my MAF method training whilst I've been doing it, and to go a tiny bit more in depth of what I've been doing with some numbers to the MAF test and all that I explained in the last video. Hopefully you've been yourself to the maffetone.com website to get yourself your maximum aerobic heart rate from the 180 method. Make sure you give yourself an honest one. Don't do yourself an injustice by giving you one that's too high. I know it's tempting when you think you're going to be running really slow to add some beats on here and there, but he's really sussed it over the years of that being pretty close for the majority of people. Also, don't give yourself one that's too low as well. So just go on there and just follow what it says and give yourself an honest heart rate and try and stick by that. Just want to go back a little bit to when before, like pre-Maffetone running. Like I said in the last video, it was about 18 months ago. I built my way up, but to running sort of 10 miles. But I was always trying to do it as fast as I could. I suppose it felt good at the time, trying to beat your own times and whatnot, but I was exhausted in the end. It probably might have been a sign of like overtraining. Perhaps I was doing it 3 times a week, running as quick as I can. Looking back, my heart rate was like wafting between 170 and 180 for pretty much 5 minutes after I left the house. So it wasn't good. You're definitely on a burnout by doing that. So before the MAF, I did look at some heart rate training beforehand without even discovering the MAF training, did a bit of that until I come across the Maffetone method, and that's when I decided to give it a go. So, as they says, go do your first test. You need to find a flat-ish track, or some even ground, so you get any even reading without too much uphills on it. I've got one just over the field near me, luckily. It's about a mile round and it's fairly flat, so that's what I did. 23rd of June, I popped over there after doing a mile warm-up. I'll speak to you afterwards about warm-up because it's essential, supposedly. I went over to the track there on the 23rd of June in the morning. It's quite a nice calm day. You have to measure down each mile's split. So my first mile was 9 minutes 33. My second mile was 10:21. My third mile was 10:37. My fourth mile was 10:57. My fifth mile was 10:51. If I read it out too fast, I'll pin a picture of my thing from my Garmin Connect so you can have a quick look. So that was an average mile average of 10 minutes 28. Some people might say, oh, it ain't too bad, but yeah, it felt pretty soul destroying, to be fair. It might be different for different people, but I got myself down to doing 8:25s to 8:20s before that. So it's like a 2-minute difference, and it feels like a lot. There's a lot of people sort of taking you over there. It's definitely not a time for feeling, you've got to leave your ego at the door with this, because it's going to happen. There's not many people that will go straight into doing fast miles on the MAF. The whole idea is starting slow and building up your aerobic heart rate. So yeah, let the people take you over, just smile and wave. You know what you're doing. You don't even have to discuss it. So 4 weeks later, to the day, 21st of July, went over there, same day, same conditions, pretty much, same time of day. First mile, 8 minutes 50 compared to 9:33. Second mile, 9 minutes and 6 seconds compared to 10:21. Third mile, 9 minutes and 12 compared to 10:37. Fourth mile, 9:37 compared to 10:57. And fifth mile, 9:55 compared to 10:51. I was dead chuffed when I got home. That was an average mile thing of 9 minutes 22. So my calculations, that was a 1 minute and 6 seconds per mile difference than just 4 weeks before, just a measly 4 weeks. So I'd say that's pretty cool. That was both of them on 143 heart rate, bang on. So I weren't cheating in any way, and I pushed it up to my last, my highest number. Please note that you can go, if my number's 143, that's my maximum one. You can go within 10 before that. So I should really run between 133 and 143. But people, everyone's going to go towards the top end of it and try and stay around that because you want your times to be faster than slower. So fair dues. Since then, I've had 2 weeks or so since that test, I believe it's been. Yeah, 2 weeks or so. I went out yesterday and I'd done 9 miles. And my average was 8 minutes 54. So there's still progress in that next 2 weeks. So I'd expect on my next test, hopefully in 2 weeks' time, whatever it is, that hopefully should be a bit more progress then. But I'll be recording it all for this YouTube channel, just to keep everyone in the loop in case they want to give it a try. So yeah, just a few pointers before I go. I'm trying to keep it a bit shorter than the last one. Warming up, warming down. Phil Maffetone is a big advocate for warming up and warming down. So you want to go out and try and do a mile beforehand. I mean, no one really likes doing that. I'm sure they don't. I definitely don't. But you feel like you're wasting energy by running for a mile before. But it's all about getting the blood flowing and gradually getting your heart up to the rate you're going to be running at. In my case, 143. That really gets you going. It gets the blood flowing and the nerve ends ready to go and all that, and then you can start your test and all your runs in general. You want to do that. Same thing at the end. You want to finish a good half a mile away from your house or so, really, and just jog in slowly down to a walk and get your heart rate to gather back down as well. So as essential for your recovery, and I must admit it does work, even though I thought it was a load of rubbish back in the day. The next good pointer to take away would be embrace the walk. On my first few, where I go up near a village near me, there's a hilly field I used to go on, and man, I had to walk up that hill every time. It wasn't massively steep, I don't know, like that, but yeah, it made my heart race too fast, too quick, and you just have to walk sometimes to get it down, and you need to give yourself, you just got to do it. 3 or 4 weeks it will take for you to be able to just jog those bits still. Yeah, just embrace the walk. If you need to walk, just walk. It'll get your heart down quicker than trying to do a slow trot. There's no shame in it. It is embarrassing, but you just got to do it. Third, another good pointer is you need to be patient, okay? Because when I first started, my first 3 weeks, my time did not change from 10 minutes 30 roughly per mile. Every time I got back, an average was that. It's like, oh, really? So you almost get close to saying, do you know what? It's just not going to happen for me like it doesn't for some people. But you just really need to give it time, because after 3 weeks to between 4 weeks, suddenly you're knocking 10 seconds off at a time, and it really accelerates from then. So don't be disheartened when it's not happening straight away. Failing that, if it doesn't work after that, there's something wrong somewhere in the nutrition part and everything that he explains on his website. But I will do another video on the nutrition part and the 2-week test that he says to do. He tells you what's good things to eat and what's good things not to eat, and even though it's fairly obvious, but I do that about 99% of the time. I do have the odd treat, but I'm not joking. I've never felt so good than I do now after stopping eating the stuff that he said and just eating the stuff that he did say. And it opens up your whole love for cooking you didn't even know you had, because you're having to make meals up and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend that, but I will go into that in more depth on the next one. I'm not planning on making all my videos sitting here talking about it, the whole method. Now I will take you out for some of the runs and do some time trials and do stuff a bit more exciting, but I just want you to know how it is for the average person starting MAF. Bear in mind I'm only 6 weeks to 7 weeks in, and I'd really like you to come along with me and share your experiences with me as well. Like I say, just let me know what works for you, what doesn't, give me some advice on it. And if you want to ask any questions, ask, and I'll do my best to answer it from the research I've done. I've looked at it a lot since I started, and I'm really excited about how it's going. So thanks for joining me, and I'll speak to you again soon. See you again, Steve.